people tell me, if you're Italian, what's with that American accent? I chose to learn English with an American accent because I wanted to sound cool. That was not the funny part. The plan initially worked in my home country. The Italians would tell me, yeah, the Americans saved us in the World War and protected us in the Cold War. E tu sei molto cool, sei veramente cool, sei proprio cool. And then I moved to Germany, and the Germans would tell me, yeah, the Americans saved us in the World War and protected us in the Cold War. Und du bist cool, voll cool, total cool. Eigentlich bist du sehr cool. And then I moved here. And I learned that British people are quite ungrateful. My comedy coach told me, always open with your least controversial joke. Any Germans in? North or south? North or south?
Hamburg.
Hamburg, north. My wife is from south of Germany. She's Austrian. That's a little geopolitical joke with dark historical undertones. Germans have the best sense of humor in the world. Skeptical? Didn't you know that the main purpose of the European Union was to contain Germany's aspirations of supremacy? You still don't think they don't get humor? I must say, I'm a right-wing comedian, by the way. Do you guys like common sense? Right-wing has become the language of common sense. You get to say things which are not politically correct, but are essentially correct. For example, maybe, if you want to go to university, you must pay for it. It's not fair to tax the bus driver because you want a degree in history of art. And what is history of art anyway? History of art. Has anybody ever studied history of medicine? Can you help me with my heart problem, doctor? No, but let me tell you all about Dr. Christian Barnard, the South African surgeon who carried out the first ever human-to-human heart transplant. History of art.
This guy is absolutely wild. What a great comedian. I love me some common sense comedy.
It's just common sense. Maybe Islamic State has something to do with Islam? Just a little bit? I mean, it has Islamic in its name. If something... Thank you. This is going better than it did in Camden. I must tell you. If something were called Nazi Germany, don't you think it had some elements of Nazism to it? Some of you are thinking this is getting pretty offensive. My grandfather fought for Nazi Germany. Let me tell you a bit about myself. I graduated in history of art. And I graduated in Italy. Do you know what it means to get a degree in history of art from the country that invented history and art? Getting a degree in history of art from Italy is like getting a degree in misogyny from Pakistan. It's the highest level. Am I breaking any news to anybody? What else? Do you guys like nation states? Yeah, give me any country.
Slovenia.
Slovenia. Can you do more difficult? Slovenia is not bad. Pardon? Uzbekistan. Who? You said that. Okay, Uzbekistan is more exotic than Slovenia. Former Soviet Republic in Central Asia, landlocked country. The flag has 3 horizontal bars, green and blue, and in the middle you have white. White is edged in red, and there's a crescent and 12 stars. Capital city is Tashkent. What on earth was the point of that bit? The point of that bit was not to impress the ladies. The point of that bit was to show you that Brexiteers can be cosmopolitan and knowledgeable. Thank you. Thank you.
Wow.
So,
most offensive Italian comic right there. This guy is not afraid of being censored. He is not afraid of being cancelled. He is just telling like it is. Some common sense comedy right there. Beautiful.
50 Shades of Grey is the... I don't have time for segues. I know you want your breaks. Listen, segue is an Italian word, by the way. That's our contribution to comedy. And we don't even have stand-up because the weather is too nice outside. So 50 Shades of Grey is the story of a young woman who falls for an older man who is more powerful, super successful, and crazy rich. And women loved it. But women also marched against Donald Trump because he once said that a man can get any woman as long as he is more powerful, super successful, and crazy rich. It's
Makes
almost
sense.
as if feminists do not represent all women. I will be doing some jokes later on, but women marched against Donald Trump wearing the iconic pink pussy hat. If you didn't see it in the pictures, the symbol of the protest. It's basically a pink beanie hat with two pointy bits on the sides, like cat ears. Wrong laugh, but okay. Anyways, so the pink pussy hat, pink beanie hat, two pointy bits. But get this, the symbol of the protest became a controversy itself. Because some feminists argued that it was not inclusive enough as a symbol. It had to be abandoned. Because they said, first of all, in this gender fluid day and age, not all women have pussies. And secondly, those who do, it's not always pink in case of ethnic minorities. These are the things that feminists actually say. So they said it had to be ditched because this was too Eurocentric.
Feminists have a problem. They have mental issues. If you ask me, I don't understand why this feminism movement is going so far. Obviously, women love Donald Trump. Half of the women in the country voted for Donald Trump, and there are so many beautiful, intelligent, smart women working for Donald Trump right now as we speak. And this is your proof right there.
Too European. Now, I don't know what idea these American feminists have of European women, because I have been intimate to several European women. That's not the funny part. I have been intimate to quite a few European women, and I can assure you, none of them had cat ears. Of course, strong, independent women hate Donald Trump because his policies mean that they will ultimately have to pay for birth control. And if there's anything a strong, independent woman really hates, it's to pay for her own stuff.
Good one.
Speaking of strong women, Hillary Clinton is still promoting her latest book. It's called What Happened. In this book, described by New York Times as a feminist manifesto, Hillary explains that she lost to Trump because American white women could not resist persuasion from their male family members. So they went out and voted for Trump. Don't you just hate it when a feminist candidate cannot smash the glass ceiling because of all these millions of stupid, impressionable women standing in her way?
Exactly.
I'm glad you got that joke, because that could go either way. Formula One abolished grid girls. You know, grid girls were models wearing kind of revealing skimpy clothes on the racetrack doing promotional activities. And after Formula One abolished them, some of these girls went on Twitter, lashed out at feminists. They said, "We lost our jobs because of you." But I think it's great. It's great that Formula One did that, because in this day and age, we can no longer allow the patriarchy to tell women what to do with their bodies. It is up to less attractive women.
Ah man, this guy's got a point. You can tell that some of the members in the audience are completely getting offended by this, but it is still super, super funny. This guy is absolutely amazing. What a great comedian. I want to see more comedians like this. Comment down below if you agree.
Any dual citizens in the room? Yeah? Okay. People ask me, what is the best thing about having been in solitary confinement in the Islamic Republic of Iran? You know, the silver lining and that stuff. You know, the great thing about having been interrogated by the notorious Iranian intelligence in a dark, cold, hostile room is that this thing is no longer the scariest experience of my life. You can bet the scariest room I ever experienced, it was in Camden. I did that Hillary joke and some white women didn't get me, so it got kind of nasty. Anyway, but if I've learned anything from comedy, the golden rule of comedy I'm gonna share with you, never, ever blame the audience for a joke that doesn't work. Because a comedian blaming his audience for the joke that doesn't work is like a feminist presidential candidate blaming women for not winning the elections. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been a good...
Oh, guys, I can't. This guy is just too good. He's too good to be true. What a great comedian right now. Pointing out the hypocrisy on the left. Absolutely amazing. I want to see more of this guy. Obviously, I might make more videos on him in the future. What a great comic right there. Wow.
Crowd, if you like my act, check out my full show this August at Camden Fringe Festival. Thank you very much.
Beautiful. Absolutely amazing comedy right there. Absolutely amazing comedy right there. I don't know about you guys, but I truly enjoy this video. No self-censorship, uncensored comedy right here. All free speech comedy right here. We are making comedy great again on this channel, and I hope you will stay with me for it. Thanks for watching, guys. I hope you had some great laugh with me today, and click right there to watch the next one. Bye bye.